This episode of Logan Chopped Reviews is sponsored in part by Ion Games. It's in our nature. The Giveaway Geek.
Hey Choppers, Logan here with another preview for you. It's coming to Kickstarter on October 16th. It's Overtime by Dazbog Games. In this game, you play an employee that has to stay at work for overtime from 4 p.m. to midnight. And you play different cards to work cards to complete assignments that you've been given of varying difficulty. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the cards, show you a little bit of the gameplay, and then get to the review at the end. So it's Overtime by Dazbog Games. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So for Overtime, everybody starts out with one of these player cards representing you at work. It's double-sided. You've got the average Joe on this side and the average Joanna on that side, depending on if you're male or female or which one you want to use. It's got a blue E up here in the corner, signifying that it's an employee card, because there are other employee cards in the deck that you could possibly play and switch out. You've got your Tiredness Scale right here on the right-hand side of the card, showing whenever you have these Snooze Tokens, because you'll earn these during the game by doing work, and you'll get one or, depending on what round it is, you'll get a couple at the beginning of the turn. Every player will get them and earn them. And depending on what level, how many tokens you have, you'll get minuses and stuff, and it'll be harder for you to do work. And we'll go over that in a little bit when we go over the reference card. Down here you have your different ability numbers right here. The P right there signifies how many actions you can play during a turn. So if you start out being able to play 4 actions. The L right here, I call it your labor. I don't know what it actually stands for. It doesn't say in the rule book. But the little L right here, your labor, shows how many cards you're going to draw after you're done playing all your actions, or up to that many actions. You don't have to play 4 actions a turn. You can play up to, but not over, however many P there are there for your actions. So you'll start off drawing 4 cards at the end of your turn. And then the H shows your hand size, because after you're done drawing, you'll have to discard down to your hand size. So you start off with 4s all the way across the board, which is good. And they change depending on different employees, which we'll show you another one when we go through some of the cards that are in the deck. You also end up with this, you start out with this little ability. This one's called Another Brick in the Wall, which lets you know that as an action, once per round, you can take an employee card from the discard pile and play it to replace this card. And if you do that, you'll take your starting card, instead of putting it in the discards as usual with the cards that you play, you'll just put this out from the game, because this is one of the starting cards. So this is the other bulk of what you start out with. Everybody starts out with 5 assignment cards, and they're signified by the A right there in purple at the top. So you'll have different varying degrees of assignments. You have the easy one, which has 1 check mark. That's the easiest one to complete. You'll have 3 that have 2 check marks on them. You see this one is a customer satisfaction survey. This one's a quarterly marketing report. This one right here is the operational cost breakdown. And then everybody will have everyone will have a hard one that has 3 check marks on them that you'll have to complete, because the purpose of the game is to complete all 5 of your assignments, either by completing the check marks and having them discarded and removed from the game, or by giving them to another employee that's playing. So as long as you don't have any of these 5 in here at the end of 8 rounds, you will win the game. And this is an all or nothing game. So either there's a clear winner that finished all their work, or there's no winner at all. Because if at the end of 8 rounds, everybody still has their assignments, there's no winner. First person to go out wins. No second place, no anything like that. So everybody starts off with those 5 assignments and their average Joe or Joanna, as the case may be, on the back. And they also start off with this reference card. A reference card shows you little icons and everything on here for the different types of cards, which is I really like. I love reference cards in games. And also shows you the turn order on the back. You play the number of actions equal to your P, you draw as many cards equal to your L, and then you discard down to your hand size. Really simple, really easy. It's just playing that's hard and getting your assignments done. It also shows you your tiredness effects down here, like we showed you on the side of the average Joe card right there. You can see 0 to 3, and then it's got 4 to 6, and then 7 to 9, and then 10 plus. So varying degrees of tiredness from your snooze tokens that you will earn. So you say, if you're wide awake, 0 to 3 at the beginning of the game, there's no effect. You don't suffer any kind of penalties. If you have, well, like I say, for average Joe, if you have 4 to 6 of the tiredness tokens, you'll take -1 to your actions. So you can play -1 actions. So for the beginning character, you'll only be able to play 3 actions per turn. If you're at the second level, from 7 to 9 snooze tokens, you will take a -2 to how many actions you can play. And also, you see over here on this side, it shows the work and everything. Whenever you are different levels of tiredness, when you play a work card to complete any of your assignments, if you are any degree of tired, you will have to roll the 6-sided dice that comes with the game, and you have to get a number above what is over here. So for that first level of tiredness, you will have to get above a 3. So you'll have -1 to the cards you can play, how many actions you can do per turn. Plus you will, whenever you play a work card, you'll have to get a 4, 5, or 6 on the 6-sided dice. If you're the second level of tiredness, you'll get -2 to the actions that you can play during the turn. And when you play a work card, you'll have to get a 6 on the dice, because you see it says 5 plus there. So you have to get over 5. You'll have to get a 6. Now for the last degree, you are totally, you're dead. You're sleeping. You're too tired. You have 10 plus right there. Let me get on the camera right there. 10 plus tired, your snooze tokens on your character. And if that happens at the beginning of your turn, when you count up your snooze tokens, you'll discard all your snooze tokens. You take no actions, and you skip your next turn. So not only do you end your turn immediately, but you will skip your next turn. Now, whenever anything tells you to skip your next turn, because there are some cards in the deck that'll tell you to skip your next turn. When you do that, you take no actions during your turn. You don't draw cards equal to your labor there, and you don't discard down to your hand size. But what you do is you get to draw 2 cards from the deck, and that's it. You immediately stop your turn. And that's on any turn that is skipped of yours. So it's good because you get like 2 free cards. So you get to build your hand up, but you don't actually get to play any of those. But it does give you an upper hand for the next turn. So it kind of comes in handy a little bit to skip your turn. And that's what I really like about this, the reference card. You're able to see all those. So let's go ahead and go through some of the action and the reaction cards. So the bulk of the game, what you're trying to get are the work cards right here that have the orangish W up here. Whenever you play one of these, they will complete a check mark or multiple check marks on your assignment cards right here. Like you see this one, work, says you play this card on one of your assignment cards to complete 1 check mark. And you can build up on the different ones. So if you're like trying to, if you still have your hard one here that's got 3 check marks on it, you can play this work card, and it will go. You just put it underneath the card to signify that you have completed 1 of these check marks, and now you've got 2 more left before you can just get rid of this assignment. But work also comes with downfall. You can see over here, you're going to gain 1 snooze token because of the work you did. It's pretty easy work. You're going to gain 1 snooze token. And there are different varying degrees of work cards. Some of them do not have you gain work tokens and have you do other stuff. We'll show you here. Now the green cards right here that have an R are rest cards. These ones will usually let you recover snooze tokens that you've acquired to keep your level low so you don't take any penalties. You can see right there, sharing is caring. You play this card to remove 2 snooze tokens from yourself. You also get to remove 2 snooze tokens from another player. So you just pick somebody else and be like, okay, I removed my 2. You can go ahead and remove your 2. Now here's another employee card. This one here is the slacker. You can tell it's got a different tiredness track over here. You can have 0 to 5 tokens and still be wide awake and take no penalties. 6 to 7, you're a little bit tired. 8 to 9, you're getting more and more tired. You're gonna take those penalties, and then 10 and above is whenever you're gonna have to skip your turn. But you see, you can only play 1 action on your turn right there. But you're gonna draw 5 cards at the end of your turn, and then your hand size is 6. And it's got a different special ability. This one's Copycat. Once per round, at any time, you can discard any one of your cards to copy the effect of a work card that was just played by another player. So that could really, really, really help you out. Yeah, it could be good. And on your turn, if you have any of these in your hand, these effects take effect as soon as you play it. But as the first action on your turn, you can actually replace your employee card as a free action and still get all your actions that you have. So so if I had Average Joe and I had this Slacker in my hand, I could go ahead as my first action. I've got out of 4 actions I can go ahead and play the Slacker. It counts as a free action, and I still have my 1 action during the turn for the Slacker. But I have to keep all of the Snooze tokens that I had accumulated during the turn, or turns beforehand. But it automatically, and then you can automatically use the abilities, everything. Now, if I played it later on during the turn, let's say I have Average Joe, I played 2 work cards and had them on my assignments, and then I decided to play the Slacker card. Since I had already played cards beforehand, I don't get that 1 extra. I'd immediately go to drawing cards and then discarding down to my hand size. So you got to kind of keep track of that as you're going along. So those are the action cards you can play during your turn. The work, rest, and employees, like it says right there on your reference card under actions. Now the reaction cards are the shady cards and the boss cards. And these are the ones you're going to be able to play in response to somebody playing something on their turn, and it's on your turn. Sometimes you can play them on your turn. Let's say if I played a work card, somebody played a shady card or a boss card in reaction to my card to stop me from completing my work and completing an assignment. And I had a shady or a boss card that I could play in reaction because they go by their effects or their triggers. I could play it in reaction to their card to cancel their card, depending on what the card is. So let's take a look at the shady card. This one's called Quick Data Check. They say you play this card whenever another player plays a work card to cancel a work card that was just played or is on the table. So pretty shady. And then you have the boss cards right here. They usually do some really pretty big abilities. They're in red right there. Play this card whenever a player plays a shady card to cancel a shady card that was just played or is on the table. So this cancels it's a reaction that cancels reaction. So like I was saying, so if I had played a work card, somebody else played the Quick Data Check to cancel my work card, I have boss card in my hand, I can play this boss card right here to cancel their shady card, and then my work card would go through. Since the shady was canceled, shady would not take effect on my work card right there. Now, some of the cards actually have 2 card types on them. These count as both of them. This one counts as a work card and as a shady card. So if somebody plays this, they can play it as the reaction, or they can play it as a work card on their table. This one says, play this card when another player plays a work card to draw 2 additional cards from the deck. So it counts as a work card, but then it also counts as a shady card. And you notice this work card does not give you any extra tokens. It doesn't complete any of your assignments, but it is a good reaction card to help you out and get you extra cards in your hand, because remember, you only discard at the end of your turn. So now there is a round marker. In our game, we will be signifying this by a clear D8, because the final production copy will have a drawn a round timer in it, but at this time, with this prototype of the game, it is not completed. So we'll be using this clear D8 to signify that. And you'll see it during the Kickstarter. There's a description in the book, and whenever you move from round to round, at the beginning of the round, before anybody takes their turn, you will gain snooze tokens. For rounds 1 through 4, each player will gain 1 snooze token. For round 5 and 6, before anybody does anything, everybody will gain 2 snooze tokens. And for the last 2 rounds, 7 and 8, at the beginning of the round, everybody will gain 3 of these snooze tokens. So as the game gets going and everybody gets more tired because you're working overtime, like the name says, from 4 to midnight, you're going to get more and more tired, and getting rid of these tokens, those rest cards, is really significant. So let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit of the gameplay. and then get to the review at the end. We got it all set up, and we're ready to go. Remember that our D8 right here will be our round timer because the final production copy of the round timer isn't done yet, artwork and all, and design. So I will be first player, starting off with the round. We got our snooze tokens, we got our work dice. We each have our 5 assignments and our employee cards, reference cards, and we're ready to go. So at the beginning of the play, everybody starts off with 4 cards. So, I'm going to go ahead and look at these real quick, see what we got going on. All right. And so, the beginning of my turn, I got 4 actions. With my average Joe, he's got 4 play actions. And I am not going to actually use any actions. So I'm going to go straight to my draw phase. So I can draw up 4 cards. 2, 3, and 4. And then my hand size is only 4, so I'm going to have to discard down some. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep these 3. And then I'm also yeah, I'm going to keep that one right there. I'm going to discard those cards right there. And I'll pass the turn over to Gothy.
Okay, so I'm going to play Easy Does the Trick. Play this card on one of your action cards to complete 1 task.
Well, your assignment cards, not action cards.
Sorry,
action.
Assignment. Remove 2 sleep tokens from yourself, which I don't have.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot at the beginning of the game, everybody starts off with 1 sleep token.
Well,
sorry,
no,
so
I don't have one.
So you do have, yeah, so yeah. You go ahead, yeah.
So I'm going to put it on my monthly sales forecast, which completes it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any responses?
No.
Okay. So this completes my assignment. So that gets discarded out of there. And that goes to the actual discards.
Okay, so that was 1 action out of 4.
And I think that's all I can do for right now. So I'll draw 4 cards.
And her hand size is still 4, so you're going to discard down to 4. Okay. Discarding those 2. So go ahead. Let me see. You can look through the discard pile at any time.
Yeah, because my my employee's ability, as an action once per round, I can take an employee card from the discard pile and play it to replace.
Yeah, that's everybody's starting ability. Same with the average Joe. Woo-hoo. Okay, so the round is complete. All the players have had a turn, so we're going to go to the second round. We're just going to play a couple here. So at the beginning of the second round, everybody gets 1 sleep token, or snooze token, and this will be reflective on the timer, the round timer clock that they're going to have for 8 rounds. I know there's a prototype 1 in the rules that you can see. Okay, so for
Isn't your turn skipped?
No, why would my turn be
You
skipped?
did something last turn.
No, I didn't play any actions. I just didn't. Quit trying to skip my turn. Look at that. Look at that. Gothy's trying to cheat again. So my first turn, for my first action, I'm going to replace my employee right here with the weird guy. So you get to do, if that's your first action, you get to do that as a free action. And this one is a regular one that actually doesn't get discarded there. It gets taken from the game. So, the weird guy. Now I only can play 3 actions per turn. I only draw 3 cards and my hand size is 3. So, a little bit limiting, but I have the ability called No Touch. So that other players can't use their special abilities on you and can't react to your work or rest cards played during your turn. So, you can't do reactions to them. So, since that was a free action, I still have 3 actions.
because I changed to the weird guy. My first one is going to be codependency, which says play this card on one of your assignment cards to complete 2 of the check marks. It said choose another player to discard one of their assignment cards of your choice. So I'm going to play it on. Let's see. I'll go ahead and play it on this, the quarterly marker report, which will complete it because it's 2 check marks, and then I'll choose you. I have to choose another player. You get to discard one of your assignments of your choice.
Of my choice.
Of your choice. Of your choice. No, it's to discard one of their assignments of your choice. Oh, I get to. Let's go ahead and we'll have you get rid of one of the quarterly reports also. All right, there we go. So now I have 2 actions during the turn. And I'm going to go ahead. I'll play work. You play this card on one of your assignments to complete 1 check mark, but I have to gain a snooze token. So I'm actually going to do it on the monthly sales forecast right here to complete that assignment. There, and I have to gain a snooze token. So now I'm up to 3. If I get 1 more, I will be in the tired range, the second level tier for that. I still have 1 more action, but I don't want to use this card. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the draw cards. I draw 3 cards because I switched my guy. 1, 2, and 3, and my hand size is now only 3. So I'm going to have to discard one of these. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and discard there. So I've got 3 cards in my hand, and I will pass turn to you.
Okay. So I'm going to swap out my employee, the average Joanna, for the energy vampire. So this goes away, right?
No, it's still, your snooze tokens still stay on your character. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you still have 1 snooze token, yeah.
So the psychic drain is his action. As an action, once per round, remove 1 sleep token and give it to another player.
Ah, there you go.
There's 1 action.
Oh, okay, out of your 3 possible actions for the energy vampire, so you got 2 more actions left.
And that's all I'm going to do right now.
That's all you're going to do?
So I'm going to draw 4. My hand size is 5, so I have to discard 2.
Oh, wait, you actually can't. You actually do have a thing. Because my no touch says other players can't use their special abilities on you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't give that to me. So if you had something else you wanted to do, probably not.
I guess I'll play that one. And sorry, so I need to shuffle better.
It's fine. Hey, it's shuffled well enough. And you're done? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We go to round 3. Beginning of round 3, each one of us gets a snooze token. So now I have 4. I am in that tired range, which means I get -1 to my actions. So how many actions I can play. So now instead of 3, I can play only 2. And whenever I play a work card, I'm going to have to roll the die. And I need to get above a 3. Because it says 3+ on the die there. So I need to get above a 3 to actually have the work happen. So let's go ahead and let's do that. I'm going to play work. Play it on one of my actions to complete 1 check mark. We're going to go ahead and play it on the lead generation report right here. And then I'll have to gain a token. So let's go ahead and see if actually I get above a 3. So 4, 5, or 6. Oh, it's a 2. Nope. I do not. I'm too tired to actually do the work. Now I've only got 1 action left since I'm at negative in action. But I don't have anything that I want to do this turn that I can do. So I go straight to drawing. I draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3, and discard down to 3 cards. Let's see. Okay, discard those 2, and I'll pass it to Gothy.
I guess I'll be nice just because I don't really have anything else I can play. Play this card to remove 3 sleep tokens from all players.
Let's throw around the hot coffee for everyone. So removing 3 snooze tokens for everybody. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome.
And I don't have anything else to play. I'm gonna draw 4 cards.
Yeah, we'll play one more round just to show how everything goes. It's a 4th round. Alright, so we go to round 4. Ding ding. There you go. 1 snooze token for you. 1 snooze token for me. And now I'm only at 2, so I can actually complete all 3 of my actions. So let's first play the Deep Web. So I played this card to draw 3 additional cards for the deck, but I gained 2 snooze tokens. So 1, 2, and 3 from the deck, and I'm going to gain 2 snooze tokens, which actually puts me back into the tired phase. So I did have 2 actions left over, but now I have 1 since I've become tired. Let's say 2 actions, or no, yeah, 1 action, right? 1 action left. Let's go ahead and use that 1 action to play Coffee Break. Play this to remove 2 tokens from yourself. Alright. So that's 2. So now I'm back into the regular range, so I get my action back. Sorry, I have 1 more action. And we're going to go ahead and use it to play work. Try to play work. Well, I can because I don't have any negatives now. I don't have to roll the die. Play this card on one of your assignments to complete 1 action, and I gain 1 sleep token. Let's go ahead. I'll put that there. So I got 1 checkmark on there, and I have to gain 1 sleep token. And then my turn, I draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. And my hand size is 3. So let me discard down real quick. I'm going to discard that one. Yeah, I'll discard that one. And that one,
I'm done. Can I play this real quick? Because I like spaced out. Play this card when another player plays a work card to draw 2 additional cards from the deck.
You can't react to my work or rest cards played during my turn.
That's how to react.
Shade has an S, the shady one, so those are reaction cards. Shady and bosses are reaction cards. Since I'm a weird guy, you can't react to my stuff, and you can't use your abilities on me. Sorry. But I am done, and it is your turn.
I can't do anything, so I'm going to draw on discard.
Alright, well, we're only going to play that many rounds. So next would be the 5th round, which whenever it changes to the 5th round, at the beginning of the 5th and 6th round, everybody would get 2 snooze tokens instead of just 1. And then the beginning of the 7th and 8th round, everybody would get 3 snooze tokens at the beginning of the round before anybody does anything, which makes it increasingly harder. And that's your basic gameplay for overtime. So remember that this is an all or nothing game. So either there is a clear defined winner that has completed all their assignments, or nobody wins and you all stayed overtime and didn't get off work till midnight. So even if you can't win, screw with your opponent to make sure that they can't win either. Because, yeah, there's no second place, there's no runner-up, there's no ties. It's either you complete your assignments or nobody wins. Everybody had to stay after work and work late. Nobody got to go home early or on time. So let's go ahead and get to the review.
As you can see from the gameplay, overtime is a really fun game. I know it's for 3 to 6 players, and we only had 2 for me and Gothy playing, so the experience is a little different when you're playing with more players. But the hand manipulation, the strategy of what cards to keep and what to use and when to use them, getting rid of your snooze tokens, it's really. It's really strategic. It's a really fun time. We had a great time playing it. The only thing we would change we were talking about is maybe thinning out the deck a little bit. Seems to be too many manipulation cards as opposed to the work cards for getting your assignments done. But more stuff's going to come up during the Kickstarter. This is only a prototype. So nothing is final. Always remember that in the previews we do. Nothing, for Kickstarter, nothing is final. So stuff will change during the Kickstarter. But we really had a fun time playing it. Go ahead and check it out on Kickstarter on October 16th. It's Overtime by Dazbog Games. I'm Logan for Logan Chops Reviews. We'll see you next time. Happy gaming.